In the definition of biostatistics, we have discussed that it contains 6 steps. One is data collection, organizing data, displaying, summarization, analysis, and interpretation of data. So in this video, we will discuss about the data, its type, variable. So what is data? Let's understand with an example. If a doctor order for lab test electrolytes, so it contains multiple components like sodium, potassium, chloride, bicarbonate, and creatinine. So in this example, the data set is electrolyte test, and the values which are contained in this test is called variable because each value have its own result. Like sodium have its own value, potassium has its own value. So sodium is a one variable, potassium is another variable, chloride is another variable. Let's understand with another example, which is the information of newly enrolled MSCN students. So this is a data set and it's contain variable name, student ID, gender, age, year of experience. So now you can understand the data, the set of values collected for the variable of each of the element belonging to the sample. So it means data contain variable, and variables are the actually those observable things which we want to measure in our study. Like in the example of lab test, we want to check the level of sodium, so sodium is a variable. We want to check the level of potassium, so potassium is a variable. So is there any type of variable? Yes, there are two broad types of variable. One is numerical variable and second is categorical variable. Numerical variable is also called quantitative variable, and categorical variable is also called qualitative variable. The categorical variable is further divided into two subcategories. One is nominal and second is ordinal. So first explain the nominal. Nominal variable is actually used as a identifier. Let's suppose, what is your name? Your name is actually used for your identification. Another example is house number. House number is also used for the identification of your house. Same goes with the CNIC number. So that is a number, but that number is also used for your identification. So these are called the identifier. If I ask about the gender, which is male and female, it's also used as a identification purpose. So this type of data is called nominal data. Let's move to our ordinal data. It has an order, but the order are not naturally occurrence. For example, a pain level, mild, moderate, and severe. It has a level, but the difference between the level is not equal. Let's suppose if I minus the moderate minus uh, uh, mild, so what will be the answer? So the ordinal data have a order, but the order don't have a meaning in between. So this is called ordinal data. Let's see some example. Same like mild, moderate, and severe. So up till now we discussed the categorical data have a two type, nominal and ordinal. So let's discuss the numerical variable, which is also called the quantitative. It's also divided into the two categories, which is a interval and ratio. So here is a very important concept. These two categories are actually based on the value of the zero. If the zero is arbitrary, it's interval, And if the zero is absolute, it's a ratio. Let me explain what are the meaning of arbitrary zero and absolute zero. Let's take an example of temperature. Right now the temperature is 23 degrees centigrade. So if I say the zero temperature, so what does mean? The temperature from the world is finished? No, still there is the value of the temperature. In this case, zero is used for the reference point. If a temperature reach at a zero level, so it has a temperature, but we use a reference point zero. Here is another example, which is the IQ score. So if a person got zero IQ score, it doesn't mean it don't have any kind of intelligence. It means it has an intelligence, but the marks he and she obtained from the test, these are the zero. So zero is also used as a reference point. So all those variables in which the zero is arbitrary, arbitrary means temporary, used for a reference point, all these variable is called interval variable. So what is the ratio variable? So the ratio variable is that variable in which zero is absolute. It means zero have its own value. Let me ask about the number of kids of the married person. So they will tell me zero, no, or they have two or three or four. So here the zero have a its absolute value. It means if a person is saying zero, it means nothing, and this is called absolute zero. Now the ratio scale is further divided into two subcategories, which is a discrete and continuous. So here is a one more interesting point. These categories are divided on the basis of decimal value. If your variable have a decimal value, so it's called continuous ratio, and if it have a single value, non-decimal value, it's called discrete. Let's see some example of continuous. For example, potassium 5.6, decimal creatinine. And let's see some discrete example. Number of kids, number of car do you have. So up till now we have discussed that we have two type of variable, which are numerical and categorical, and variables are come from the data, and the data is linked to the our definition, which arise from the biostatistics. So I hope you understand this concept, and further you can see the other videos and do and search some for example to further clarify this concept. Thank you.